The Atlantic salmon is one of the world's great species of fish. For taste, nutrition, and versatility, it's hard to rival the Atlantic salmon. Cooke Aquaculture is committed to producing the world's highest quality salmon products in an environmentally sustainable way. Every aspect of their salmon farming centers on healthy, nutritious fish delivered fresh within hours of harvest.
It starts really from the egg. We have a breeding program in-house, and in the last 15 years we've been working very hard to make sure that the product we grow from the egg is the best quality that we can produce.
Cooke's farming practices take their cue from nature itself.
The salmon we use here are from a local strain, selected from the St. John River. Once those eggs are produced, then the cycle they go through is exactly the same as they would in the wild. We keep the juveniles in fresh water. Once they get to smoltification status, where they go to salt water, we transport them in tanks on trucks to go into the cages. Much the same as a wild fish would do when it comes down the river and goes to sea for its 3 years of growth in salt water. We don't use any hormones, and they're not genetically modified in any way. With our new offspring traceability program, where we use DNA and then actually know exactly where that fish was grown. So we'll know what processing plant it went through, what saltwater site it was grown in, what hatchery it was reared in, and what parents produced those eggs right at the start. They'll actually go from egg right to plate.
Aquaculture is farming the sea. The wealth of land-based farming experience has helped aquaculture raise fish that nature alone can no longer provide.
Here at Oak Bay Hatchery, we look after up to 1.6 million smolt and rear up to 3 million fry. It's strictly a selective process where we select 4 traits and we breed the traits into the fish that we want. It's a time-proven process that's gone on in farming for thousands of years.
And there is an important link between the health of the marine environment and the health of the fish.
It's an absolute must that we adopt sustainable practices to be able to do what we do. We wouldn't be able to farm salmon if we're dirtying the environment that the animals live in.
We are what we eat is true for salmon, and great care goes into their diet. 6 to 7 different unique feeds are used, each tailored to meet the nutritional needs of the fish at a specific stage in their growth. Cooke has feed research teams and produces some of these feeds at 2 of their own facilities. In the wild, of course, salmon eat other fish, but aquaculture has worked hard in the last decade to lower the amount of wild fish stock that goes into salmon feed, thereby reducing the impact on the environment. Feed scientists worldwide, like those at Cooke Aquaculture, have been part of the solution. Wholesome feed ingredients, lower wild fish content, resulting in healthy, great-tasting salmon. At Cooke Aquaculture, what goes into the fish their customers eat is the very best.
The processing plants are the last step in the process for the fish, so we have a very quick timeline to get the product from the water to the customer. It takes about half an hour to go from the time we start cutting our fish to getting it to the shipping department. About 6 hours later, we could have it to the Boston dock.
Not satisfied with merely meeting industry standards, Cooke Aquaculture sought out the demanding quality requirements of the internationally accredited Seafood Trust Eco-Label.
Our standards give us a set of guidelines or rules to follow in terms of how we process the fish, handle our fish, and the way that we practice the environmental sustainability at the site level.
At Cooke Aquaculture, the pursuit of quality never stops.
From the hatcheries through to the saltwater group, we each understand now what our part is in the manufacturing of the best quality and environmentally sustainable fish.
It's been interesting to watch, how much better we've gotten. That's given me great satisfaction.
I think probably satisfaction is It's with the people that we work with and their enthusiasm, and knowing actually that we can probably do what we do a lot better, which is what keeps us, which drives us on.